Running a farm is a year-round operation. There never really is a time that we can't have our equipment up and operating. We can go in the summers to 114 degrees to the winters where we're flooded out. When you're in those elements, you're having water constantly all over your tractors and equipment, as well as then going into the really dry summers with the sand and the dust. Last year, we had a pretty extreme flood out here. When you're running the tractor through all of that water, it can create a major issue with the bearings. Unfortunately, our mind was kind of elsewhere with preventing additional flooding on the property, and so we did not maintain the tractor as we should have. When we're put in situations where I don't know what to do, I think that's where our shell advisor really comes in handy. We can reach out to them and ask the questions, and they're there for us.
The weather can have a lot of effects on bearings. First, it can have an effect on the lubricants when they're stored. So before the lubricant even makes it to the bearings, you can have an ingress of dirt, sand, and debris because of wind. You can have an ingress of water because of temperature changes. Also, that water exposure has the ability to carry the grease away. If the weather is hot, it adds to the heat being produced by your bearings. The stresses it places on your grease can either begin to have it drop out, or it can begin to have it oxidize. When it's cold outside, that means your grease is going to be cold. That grease that you're pumping through a handgun never made it to its lubricating point, and you would have failure there on your equipment or your bearings.
When it comes to inspecting our equipment, we really depend on our partnership with our Shell lubricant advisor. They've come up with a game plan with our foreman to make sure that the proper recommendations and OEM inspections are being followed.
The advice I would give clients in protecting their bearings in weather conditions would be to look what the recommendation is of their OEM, look at the working conditions that they're in, and then choose a grease that would be able to handle all those conditions.